This episode we change our van build location as well as installing framings and flooring. So we figured out what to do with the frame. We're going to put some framing up here, down there. I mean, we have a basic of the frame already. We're trying to not screw any more holes into the frame because that makes the frame actually lose integrity. So we're going to use all these previously drilled holes. The bigger holes are M6 and the smaller ones are M8s. We're going to put these Rivet nuts into the holes, and then we're going to put these bolts through it and use that to secure the frame. This is the Rivet tool, and this is pretty simple to use. All you got to do is just open this all the way out, put the Rivet nut on, screwed all the way. If you keep it closed and then you screw it down, this is what's going to happen. But if you actually stretch it all the way out, you still see there's a lot more it can go down onto. And then you'll see there's this much that you pretty much leave behind if you do not do that. After that, you just simply put this into the hole and just squeeze down. What I learned from this process is you want to redo it again. So open it all the way up. You twist this knob clockwise and just put more pressure on it again. If you do it 3 times, that for sure will be super tight. 2 times is already good enough, but 3 times is just in case, because once in a while I get one nut that is still a little bit loose on the second try. So after that, what you do is just do counterclockwise, and your tool will simply come right out. If this is good, what's gonna happen is you can't move it at all. Don't make a mistake and be like me, where I put this in the wrong hole and tried to clamp it down, and now I just wasted this. But this is a very good example to show you how it kind of works. So how it works is once you put it into the hole and you clamp it, like you push it down, what happens is it creates this bulge right here, and this bulge becomes bigger to a point where it clamps on the inside. So pretty much once you put it into the hole, you can't pull it back out. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to do it. I wasted like 14 already, so I had to reorder more because there's a few spots I completely forgot, like the ceiling. How did I even forget the ceiling? I don't even know how. But I'm gonna order a few more of these just to put them on. Since this nut was done for, I pushed it to the extreme, which was around 3 times pushing it, and this is what it looks like. This is what makes it possible right here, so that way it squeezes in between the frame itself. One thing that sucks working on this van in the city is I have no yard, so I can't really do anything except for in the streets, honestly. Right now, just gonna cut all these pieces for the ceiling strips, and then we're gonna do a frame possibly for the door, the wall between the driver's side and back of the whole van. And yesterday, it was really late at night, but we did this part already, this part of the frame, and we're gonna get more of it done. I lost all the footages of me installing all the frame back in New York City, but I was able to find this framing footage when we moved down to Louisiana. As you can see on the ceiling, we're using the ceiling ribs of the van to install our studs for the ceiling. So we just screwed down the bottom, because if you don't screw them down from the bottom, there's no way to screw that down and have these studs hold up the main studs without holding down onto the ground. If it's just like this and you're just screwing down on the sides, it's not as strong. I'm using this to screw onto the main studs. That way it's way stronger. just moved down to Louisiana to finish this build. First things first, we gotta get this back out so we can put the new flooring in first, and then we're gonna put this right back on. We're gonna fix this up, but first things first, like I said, I take this out, put the flooring in. So now we're gonna sand this down, so that way it's just nice and even, so we can put the flooring on top. Okay, today is the day we're gonna put on the flooring. So we got the TrafficMaster stick and peel because these things are very, very flexible. And you just peel this thing and you stick it right onto the floor, and that's it. We're gonna start on the entrance first and make our way back because this is like the prettier area, and everything else is gonna kind of be covered anyway. So front first and work our way backwards. Alright, the flooring is done. There are some issues in terms of just little gaps here and there. Just tiny little gaps. You can barely see them, but they're there. Some of them are a little bit bigger, like this. But no one's gonna know because it's all gonna be hidden anyway under all the cabinets and bed and all that. So right now we're gonna finish up with putting back the door frame all over to the front, and then later on we're gonna pick up some clear silicones to cover up all those little gaps that we can't see on the floor. But besides that, it looks pretty nice. Okay, we finished up the flooring and we put back the door frame. It's about to rain, so we're gonna pack it up, call it a day. Okay, last night it was pretty late and everything, but I started working on a little wheel well box for the van, and there's a lot of sawdust I still left behind right here. Lots of that. It's not bad at all. Just putting in the insulation right now, and then gonna put the top onto it. We're gonna put it on after. I'm gonna pre-drill some holes, put some nails, put the insulation in, and just put it right on top of the wheel well. Okay, the box is said and done. The issue right now I'm having, I know where the 2x2s are under here, under the plywood is, and it's perfect with this line, but I forgot if there was one here, and I don't have any markups of it anymore since I put this flooring down. So I might have to just wing it and see if I could find a 2x2. I think there is one right around here, because that should be where the support is. All done.
Don't sit like that. No, put your feet like you had it. No.
And what you do is you take these nuts and you stick